Welcome back to part 2 of our complete guide to incorporating a business in Japan in 2026. In part 1, we covered how to choose between KK and GK corporate structures and the 8 critical pre-incorporation decisions you need to make. Company name, business purpose, address, capital amount, fiscal year, founders, directors, and company seals. Today, we're diving into the actual incorporation process itself. The 8 steps from creating your Articles of Incorporation all the way through final registration and government notifications. We'll also break down exactly what you need to pay, real numbers from our actual service pricing, not just fake estimates. Alright, so the actual incorporation process has 8 distinct steps. If everything goes perfectly, and I mean perfectly, you can complete this in 2 to 3 weeks. Realistically, plan for at least a month. And if you're doing it yourself for the first time, plan for at least 1.5 to 2 months, because mistakes can cause delays. And if you need the business manager visa as well, then the timeline jumps to around 4 to 8 months at minimum.
Let me walk you through each step. Step 1. Create Articles of Incorporation. What is this? The Teikan is your company's constitution. It's the foundational legal document that defines how your company operates. It must include 6 absolute requirements. 1. Company name, Shogo. 2. Business purpose, Jikyo Mokuteki. 3. Head office location, Honten Shosaichi. 4. Information about capital and shares at formation. 5. Founder information, Hoki nin no Shimei Jusho. 6. Date of issuance, Hako Nengapi. You can also include optional provisions like details about your fiscal year, rules about director appointments, stock transfer restrictions, and many other governance rules. Now you have 2 format options, paper articles or electronic articles. Paper articles, Teikan. You print them, sign them, seal them. But here's the catch, you need a 40,000 yen revenue stamp. That's inshidai. Total cost for paper, 40,000 yen. Electronic articles, denshi Teikan, PDF format with digital signature, no revenue stamp required. This saves you 40,000 yen, so everyone should use electronic articles, right? Well, here's the catch. Creating electronic articles yourself requires an IC card reader, that's 3,000 yen to 5,000 yen. Adobe Acrobat or similar PDF software, 20,000 yen to 30,000 yen per year. A digital certificate, 3,000 yen to 10,000 yen. And technical knowledge to set up the system. Total investment just for the tools, 30,000 yen to 45,000 yen. Most founders' solution, pay an administrative scrivener, Gyosei Shoshi, 30,000 yen to 50,000 yen to create electronic articles. You still save money overall versus paper articles, and the professional ensures the format is correct. Step 2. Articles notarization, Teikan Ninsho. So only KK, Kabushiki Kaisha, needs this. GK founders skip this step entirely. This is why GK is faster and cheaper. What is notarization? A public notary, Kosho Nin, at a public notary office, Kosho Yakuba, confirms 3 things. Your articles comply with Japanese law. The document hasn't been tampered with. The founders are real people who agree to the contents. Process. First, find the correct notary office. Must be in the jurisdiction where your head office will be located. You can't just go to any notary office. Second, call to make an appointment. This is reservation only. Yoyakusei. You cannot just walk in. Third, prepare documents. Articles of Incorporation, 2 copies. Seal certificates in kan shomeisho of all founders. Identification documents. Fourth, attend the appointment. Usually takes 30 to 60 minutes. Fifth, pay the fees. Sixth, receive your notarized articles, usually same day or next business day. Now, costs. Notarization fees, Kosho Nin Tesurio, are based on capital amount. Capital under 1 million yen, 30,000 yen. Capital 1 million yen to 2,999,999 yen, 40,000 yen. Capital 3 million yen or more, 50,000 yen. Certificate copies, Tohon Dai, about 2,000 yen. For business manager visa applicants with 30 million yen capital, notarization fee is 50,000 yen. Can someone represent you? Yes. You can hire a judicial scrivener, Shiho Shoshi, or administrative scrivener to attend the notary office on your behalf. This is common and acceptable. Step 3. Capital payment. What is this? You must actually deposit the capital money into a bank account. You cannot just claim you have the money, you need proof of the actual deposit. Here's the process. Step 1. Open or use a personal bank account in Japan. You cannot use a corporate account, you don't have one yet. Must be a Japan bank, not an overseas account. If you don't have a Japan bank account yet, open one first. Step 2. Deposit the full capital amount. Must deposit the exact capital amount you declared in your articles. Timing is critical. Must occur after the date you created your articles, not before. Can be cash deposit or bank transfer. Keep the receipt or bank statement. Step 3. Take photo or copy evidence. You need to photograph or copy the bank book page showing account holder name, deposit amount, deposit date, and bank name. Step 4. Create certificate of capital payment. Harikomi Shomeisho. This is a formal document that states total capital amount, number of shares issued, amount paid per share, date of payment. Signed and sealed by the representative director. Attach the bank book copies to this certificate. Here are some common mistakes. Depositing money before creating the articles. Invalid. You must deposit after the article's creation date. Fix. Wait. Withdraw. Redeposit after the correct date. Using an overseas bank account. Not accepted by Legal Affairs Bureau. Fix. Open Japan bank account. Transfer money. Redo deposit. Depositing partial amount. Rejected. Must deposit full capital amount. Fix. Deposit the remaining amount. For business manager visa applicants depositing 30 million yen, make sure your bank knows this is for company incorporation. Large deposits trigger anti-money laundering checks. Have documentation ready showing source of funds. Consider doing bank transfer instead of cash, better paper trail. Step 4. Prepare registration documents. What is this? You now need to create a complete set of legal documents to submit to the Legal Affairs Bureau. This is the most paperwork-intensive part of the process. Required documents vary by company structure, but for KK, you typically need registration application form, official form declaring you're incorporating, lists all registered information, includes calculated registration tax amount, notarized articles of incorporation, the version from the notary office, certificate of capital payment, the document from step 3 with bank book copies attached, acceptance letters of directors, Shunin Shodakusho, formal letters where each director agrees to serve, must be signed and sealed. Seal certificate of representative director, Inkan Shomeisho. Official certificate from city or ward office proving your personal seal. Must be dated within 3 months. Company seal registration form, Inkan Todokedi Show. Registers your company seal with the Legal Affairs Bureau. Includes impression of your company seal. Calculation document showing how capital was determined. Proves capital amount follows legal requirements. Other documents depending on your specific structure. If you have multiple directors, minutes of inaugural meeting. If you have auditors, additional acceptance letters. If you're doing anything unusual, additional explanatory documents. For GK, similar set but slightly different. No notarized articles because GK articles don't require notarization. Different titles for some documents, members instead of shareholders. Generally fewer documents overall. The challenge, each document must follow precise legal formats. One formatting error equals rejection, equals delay, equals resubmission. Common rejection reasons include dates inconsistent across documents, names spelled differently in different documents, missing required seals, incorrect wording in formal declarations, documents not in the exact required format. Step 5. Filing at the Legal Affairs Bureau. Here's something critical that catches people off guard. The day you submit your application is your official incorporation date. That's it. Whatever date you walk in and hand over those documents, that becomes your company's birthday. So if you want your company founded on a specific date, maybe January 1st or your own birthday or whatever, you need to plan ahead and make sure you submit on that exact day. Now, where do you file? You can't just go to any Legal Affairs Bureau. It has to be the one with jurisdiction over your company's address. You can find out which one that is by checking the Ministry of Justice website. Just search by your city or ward and it'll tell you which bureau handles your area. You've got 2 ways to file. Option 1, go in person. Show up during business hours, weekdays 8:30 to 5:15. You might wait in line 30 minutes to an hour during busy periods. Hand over your physical documents, pay the registration tax, get a receipt. The advantage is you can ask questions if something's unclear. Downside is you have to go during work hours and deal with the wait. Option 2, file online. There's an online system you can use. It's available 24/7, though they only process during business hours. You can track your application status online, pay the tax electronically, but you need a digital certificate and some specialized software to set it up. Most foreign founders either go in person for their first time or they hire a professional who already has the online system set up. Now let's talk about registration tax, because this is the biggest single government fee you're going to pay. For KK, it's 0.7% of your capital. OR, 150,000 yen minimum, whichever is higher. So here's how that plays out. If you have 1 million yen capital, 0.7% is only 7,000 yen. But you still pay the minimum, 150,000. Same thing if you have 5 million yen capital. 0.7% is 35,000, still pay the minimum, 150,000. Even at 21 million yen capital, you're still just paying 150,000 because you're barely over the threshold. But once you hit 30 million yen, now 0.7% is 210,000 yen. So you pay 210,000 because it's above the minimum. For GK, same calculation, but the minimum is only 60,000 yen instead of 150. So for most small GKS, you're paying 60,000. But if you're doing 30 million yen capital for business manager visa, you're paying 210,000 just like KK. Same registration tax at that level. How do you pay? You can buy revenue stamps at the post office or at the Legal Affairs Bureau itself. Stick them on the payment form and include it with your application. Or you can just pay cash at the Bureau's payment counter. If you're filing online, you pay electronically through the system. Once you submit, that's it. The Bureau accepts your application and starts reviewing it. Your incorporation date is locked in. You can't easily withdraw or change things after this point. Step 6. Document review and potential corrections. The Legal Affairs Bureau staff go through your entire application. They're checking that all documents are there, formats are correct, information is consistent, seals are properly affixed, fees are paid, everything complies with the law. 3 things can happen. Best case scenario, everything's approved. No issues found. They process your registration and you get a completion notice in 5 to 7 business days. This happens about 60 to 70% of the time when you use professionals. Second scenario, they find errors. They'll call you or send you a letter saying you need to make corrections, or hosei in Japanese. You fix the problems, resubmit the corrected documents. This happens about 25 to 35% of the time with first-time DIY applications. Adds 3 to 7 days to your timeline. Worst case scenario, rejection. Something's fundamentally wrong with your application. Can't be fixed through simple corrections. You have to start over. This is rare, under 5%, but it's devastating when it happens. Usually means there's a major error in your Articles of Incorporation or some fundamental legal issue. What kind of corrections do they ask for? Minor stuff you can fix quickly. Missing page numbers, seal impressions aren't clear, small formatting errors, inconsistent spacing, missing a stamp somewhere, medium issues that need new documents, dates don't match across different documents, names spelled differently in different places, missing signatures, wrong calculations, used the wrong forms, major issues that might mean starting over. Business purposes are worded in a way that violates the law. Capital structure is illegal. Articles of Incorporation have fundamental errors. Required notarization is missing or invalid. Step 7. Registration completion. You'll get notification from the Legal Affairs Bureau by mail or phone that your registration is done. Congratulations, you now have a real legal entity in Japan. So what can you get now? First thing, Certificate of Registered Matters. In Japanese, Tokijiko Shomeisho. This is official proof your company exists. It's got all your registered information on it. Company name, address, capital, directors, business purposes, everything. This is basically your certificate of incorporation. Every bank, government office, and business partner is going to ask for this. How do you get it? Visit any legal affairs bureau. Doesn't have to be where you registered. Fill out a request form, pay the fee, usually get it same day. It costs 600 yen per copy if you request in person, 500 yen if you order online and have it mailed, 480 if you order online and pick it up. Get at least 5 to 10 copies right away. You're going to need 2 or 3 just to open your corporate bank account. Then more for business licenses, office lease, registering with the tax office, setting up utilities, business manager visa application, if that applies to you. Important thing to know, these certificates expire for practical purposes. Banks usually want them dated within 3 months. Visa applications, same thing, within 3 months. For general business use, usually within 6 months is fine. So plan to get fresh copies as needed. Second thing you can get, Company seal certificate. This proves your company seal is registered, shows that the seal impression on documents is authentic. You need this for any major contracts or financial transactions. You can only get this from the Legal Affairs Bureau, where you actually registered. Unlike the Certificate of Registered Matters, which you can get anywhere, you need your seal registration card to request it. It costs 450 yen per copy. Get 3 to 5 copies initially. You'll need them for opening your bank account, real estate contracts, loan applications, major vendor agreements. And like the other certificates, most banks and partners want them dated within 3 months. Third thing, seal registration card. This is a small card like a credit card. It lets you request those seal certificates. It's issued automatically when your registration completes. Either pick it up at the Legal Affairs Bureau or they'll mail it to your registered address. Keep this card extremely safe. If you lose it, it's a huge pain to replace. And theoretically, someone could use it to request seal certificates fraudulently. Now that you're registered, you can finally do all the things a real company can do. Open a corporate bank account, though banks have their own requirements, sign contracts as a legal entity, hire employees, apply for business licenses, file notifications with government offices, issue invoices as a registered company, apply for business manager visa if you meet all the requirements. Step 8, post-incorporation notifications. This is critical. This is where many foreign founders completely fail. Your registration is done, your company exists, but you're not finished. Japanese law requires you to notify multiple government agencies, and you have strict deadlines for each one. Miss these and you're looking at penalties, tax problems, and possibly torpedoing your future visa applications. Let me hit the main ones. Tax office, 2 weeks first, and most important, tax office or Zeimusho. You have 2 weeks from your incorporation date. This is a strict legal deadline. Go to the tax office that has jurisdiction over your company's address. You need to file 2 things. 1, basic notification that your company exists. 2, and this is critical, Blue Form Tax Return Application. In Japanese, that's Aoiro Shinkoku Shonin Shinsho. Do not skip the Blue Form application. This is what allows you to use Blue Form tax filing with special tax benefits, loss carry forward for 9 years, special depreciation, various deductions. This typically saves you 500,000 to over 2 million yen over the lifetime of your company. If you miss this application, you cannot use Blue Form for your first fiscal year. You lose major tax benefits right off the bat. Prefectural and Municipal Tax Office, 15 days. Second notification, Prefectural and Municipal Tax Offices. You have 15 days from incorporation. You need to go to both the Prefectural Tax Office and your city or ward office. This registers your company for local corporate taxes. Required even if you don't make a profit, miss the deadline, and you're looking at administrative penalties, usually 10 to 30,000 yen. Plus, you can't file proper local tax returns later. Pension office, 5 days after first hire. Third, pension office or Nenkin Jimusho. This one kicks in as soon as you hire your first employee, including yourself. You have 5 days. What are you enrolling in? Health insurance and employee pension. In Japanese, Kenko Hoken and Kosei Nenkin. Here's what shocks most foreign founders. All corporations must enroll in social insurance, even if you're a one-person company. Even if you thought you'd just stay on national health insurance. Doesn't matter. Corporate law requires it, and it's expensive. The employee premium is about 15% of salary, split 50-50 between company and employee. Minimum monthly is about 30,000 yen per person total. So if you're paying yourself 300,000 yen a month, the company portion is about 45,000. Employee portion is about 45,000. That's 90,000 total each month. What happens if you don't enroll? You're violating the law. They can order retroactive enrollment plus penalties, often over 100,000 yen. You can't properly hire employees. And here's the big one. Business manager visa applications get rejected. Immigration checks, social insurance compliance. A lot of foreign founders try to delay this because of the cost. Don't. If you're planning to apply for business manager visa, you must be enrolled properly. Ideally 6 to 12 months before you apply. Immigration checks this stuff. Labor Standards Office and Hello Work, 10 days after hiring. Last 2, Labor Standards Office and Hello Work. These kick in within 10 days of hiring your first employee, not counting yourself as sole representative. These handle workers' compensation insurance and employment insurance. Let me summarize the deadlines. Tax office, 2 weeks from incorporation. Always required. This is the strictest one. Prefectural and municipal tax, 15 days from incorporation. Always required. Pension office, 5 days from first hire, including yourself. Labor Standards Office and Hello Work, 10 days from hiring employees. My recommendation, get the tax office notification done within the first week. You only have 2 weeks legally. Get prefectural and municipal done within the first 2 weeks. If you're planning to apply for business manager visa, you must complete all required notifications, especially pension enrollment, at least 6 months before your visa application. Immigration checks every single one of these. Miss any notification and your visa gets rejected. Most founders hire a tax accountant or social insurance labor consultant to handle these notifications. Costs about 50 to 150,000 yen for initial setup. If you're organized, you can get all required notifications done within 2 weeks. If you're figuring it out as you go, plan for 3 to 4 weeks. Alright, let's put the whole timeline together. If everything goes perfectly, which is rare, pre-incorporation decisions 3 to 5 days, articles creation 2 to 3 days, notarization for KK 3 to 5 days, capital payment 1 day, document prep 2 to 3 days, filing 1 day, review and completion 5 to 7 days, post-incorporation notifications 1 to 2 weeks, total 3 to 4 weeks. More realistic timeline with professional help. Add time for appointments, coordination, questions. Add a buffer for minor corrections. You're looking at 4 to 5 weeks, about 1 to 1.5 months total. If you're doing it yourself for the first time, add learning time. Add time for mistakes and corrections. Add time figuring out which offices to go to. Total, 6 to 8 weeks, 1.5 to 2 months. My advice, plan for 1 month if you're using professionals, 2 months if you're doing it yourself, and don't schedule critical business activities, major contracts, visa applications right after incorporation. Give yourself buffer time. Alright, part 4. Let's talk money. What you'll actually pay. Most websites give you vague ranges or hide the real costs. I'm going to give you the exact numbers based on what we charge at Smart Start Japan, so you can budget properly. First thing to understand, there are 2 types of costs here. Government fees and professional fees. Government fees are set by law. Everyone pays the same amount, doesn't matter who helps you. You're paying the government directly for stamps, notarization, registration. These are fixed costs. Professional fees are what you pay people like us to handle the paperwork. These vary depending on who you hire and how complex your situation is. Let me break down both for you. Let's start with KK, Kabushiki Kaisha. For government fees, here's what you're paying. If you use electronic articles, which you should, that saves you 40,000 yen. The notarization costs about 50,000 yen for most people. And then registration tax, this is the big one. For most startups with 3 to 5 million yen in capital, you're paying 150,000 yen minimum. So just in government fees alone, you're looking at about 200,000 yen for a standard KK. Now, if you're going the business manager visa route with 30 million yen in capital, your registration tax jumps to 210,000 yen because it's calculated at 0.7% of your capital amount. So your total government fees become about 260,000 yen. That's just what goes to the government. Now, our full service at Smart Start Japan, we charge 545,000 yen total for a standard KK incorporation. That includes everything. We create your electronic articles, we handle the notary office, we file everything at the Legal Affairs Bureau, you get your company seals, certified copies, all the consultations and guidance you need. For the business manager visa path with 30 million yen capital, that's 605,000 yen total because the registration tax is higher. What are you getting for that money? You're saving 40 to 60 hours of your time. You're avoiding the mistakes that most DIY people make. And you're getting connected to tax accountants and other services you'll need after incorporation. Because here's the thing, when foreign founders try to do this themselves, they almost always make at least one error that causes a rejection. That's a 2 to 3 week delay right there. Sometimes costs you more than just hiring a professional in the first place. Now, Godo Kaisha. GK is cheaper, and here's why. Government fees for GK are much lower. You don't need notarization at all. That saves you about 50,000 yen right there. The registration tax is only 60,000 yen minimum instead of 150,000 for KK. So for a standard GK with 3 million yen capital, you're only paying about 60,000 yen in government fees. That's it. Our full service for GK is 245,000 yen, 300,000 yen cheaper than KK. But here's the catch. If you're doing the business manager visa route with 30 million yen capital, a GK is 395,000 yen versus 605,000 yen for a KK. Why the difference? Because at that capital level, the registration tax is the same for both structures, 210,000 yen either way. But since GK has no notarization cost and a lower base service fee, you're still saving 210,000 yen by going GK even on the BM visa path. Now, even if you somehow did everything yourself, you still pay 200,000 yen in government fees for KK or 60,000 for GK. So the professional fees are adding about 200 to 400,000 yen, depending on the structure. Is that worth it? In my opinion, absolutely, because you're not just paying for the paperwork, you're paying for expertise, you're paying to avoid costly mistakes, and you're paying for peace of mind. So to put it simply, for a standard startup with 3 to 5 million yen capital, GK saves you 300,000 yen, 245 versus 545. For the business manager visa path with 30 million yen capital, GK still saves you 210,000 yen, 395 versus 605. Now here's where it gets real. Because incorporation fees are just the beginning, here are the hidden costs that shock most foreign founders. First, the actual capital, 3 million to 30 million yen depending on your structure and visa plans. This is your money, but it has to physically exist in a bank account. A lot of people forget this is a real cash requirement. Second, office costs. If you're doing a GK and not worried about visas, a virtual office works. A budget around 8,800 yen a month or more for an English language service. This doesn't apply if you're going the business manager visa route. You'll need a real commercial office regardless. In Tokyo, that's 100 to 300,000 yen per month, plus move-in costs of 500,000 to 3 million yen upfront. Deposits, key money, agent fees, the whole thing. Third, a tax accountant. This is not optional. Initial setup runs 50 to 150,000 yen. Monthly bookkeeping is 30 to 80,000. Annual tax return is another 150 to 300,000. First year total, 500,000 to 1.5 million yen. Fourth, if you're going for a business manager visa, you need to hire an employee. As of 2025, this is mandatory. Salary at 300,000 yen a month, plus the company's social insurance portion at around 45,000, comes to 345,000 per month. Over a year, that's about 4 million yen. Add the immigration lawyer at 2 to 500,000, document translation at 30 to 100,000, and it adds up fast. One more cost that most people miss, the SME Consultant Certification. As of 2025, this is a mandatory requirement for the business manager visa. Budget around 165,000 to 220,000 yen for that. Let me give you two realistic scenarios. Scenario 1, standard startup, KK, 3 million yen capital, no visa complications. Incorporation, 545,000. Co-working space for a year, 360,000. Tax accountant first year, 800,000. Accounting software, business setup, admin, 250,000. Total operating costs, about 2 million yen. Plus the 3 million yen capital deposit, you need roughly 5 million yen cash to get started properly. Scenario 2, business manager visa path, 30 million yen capital. Incorporation, 605,000. Commercial office with move-in costs, 3.5 million for the year. One employee for 12 months, 4 million yen. Tax accountant, 1.2 million. Visa application support, 300,000. Accounting software and setup, 400,000. Total operating costs, about 10 million yen, plus 30 million in capital. You're looking at roughly 40 million yen total. This is why I always say, the business manager visa isn't just about incorporating a company. You're committing to run a real business with real employees at real commercial premises for at least a year before you even apply. It's a massive commitment. So here's the bottom line. Incorporation through Smart Start Japan runs 245,000 yen for a standard GK, 545,000 for a standard KK, and 395 to 605,000 if you're on the business manager visa path. Real first year costs, 5 million yen for a standard startup, 40 million if you're going the business manager visa route. Most foreign founders budget for incorporation, but not for everything that comes after. Don't make that mistake. In the next part, we'll cover what happens after you incorporate: corporate bank accounts, ongoing tax compliance, business manager visa preparation, and everything else that trips people up after registration. If you want help now, go to smartstartjapan.com and book a free 30-minute consultation. We'll look at your specific situation, give you precise costs and timelines, and answer all your questions. We've incorporated over 60 companies for foreign founders with a success rate of over 98%. Don't waste months figuring this out yourself. Get it done right the first time. See you in part 3.